Right, Good Party leader Patricia De Lille will officially launch the party's campaign against gender-based violence and femicide, which coincides with National Women's Day. The campaign will focus on gender-based violence and femicide. Let's bring in Good Party leader Patricia De Lille for more on this campaign. Thank you so much for speaking to us this evening. Given the events of the past few weeks, indeed the past few years, I don't think we can single out the past few weeks. What do you make of the current state of gender-based violence in the country?
Anlie, we are really sick and tired. We are really calling on our communities, our activists to break the silence. 1 in every 5 women in this country experience some kind of abuse. And more than 50% of that is by close family members and friends. And therefore we say that family members that keep quiet because they want to protect the family image, the family name, they will have the blood on their hands if that woman gets killed one day. So if you don't break the silence and we remain quiet about all of this, we are saying in our campaign, our message is very simple, it's very clear to everyone. Don't shut up, speak up. Call 0800 150 150. Because you're going to hear in the next few days and weeks, you're going to hear a lot of speeches, Anlie. Everybody is going to speak about gender-based violence, but that is not going to stop gender-based violence. Speeches won't make a difference. Speeches won't stop the violence against women. Speeches won't stop the violence against gay people. It won't stop the violence against families, women and children. And therefore, as good what we are saying is that let's break the silence. Let us not shut up about any of these abuses anywhere in our country, but let us encourage everybody to speak up. And they can speak up because there is help by calling 0800 150 150. The last point that we are going to make is that if you know a family member, if you know a cousin, if you know a mother that is being abused, we are calling on you to break the silence by calling for help, by not shut up about the problem, because that's what's happening in South Africa. We are keeping quiet about all of this abuse. So our campaign is very simple. We want to call on all South Africans to begin to speak up and speak up by claiming our rights as women. You know, it's very, very sad. It's like a daily occurrence in our country when here either one or other woman has been killed by her fiancé, by her husband, by her partner. And we just can't go on like this, Anlie. So that will be the essence of our campaign that we are launching on Women's Day on the 9th of August.
You're absolutely right in saying that we're going to be hearing a lot of speeches during Women's Month. It's almost as if gender-based violence has become just another deck in the political playing card where officials and leaders shuffle it around merely to get attention or to get female votes when that time comes around. But we also see almost a surge in anti-gender-based violence campaigns. And those campaigns are largely driven by women. Women speaking out, and women's voices by this time should be hoarse from speaking out. But when can we expect and put pressure on men to speak out? Not men in leadership positions, not the police minister, because that falls on deaf ears. The brothers, the cousins, the friends, the colleagues of the men who are perpetrating these crimes, because surely the task cannot only fall on women to do the shouting.
I agree with you 100%. That is why we are saying in our campaign, don't shut up, speak out. If you know of a family member, of a cousin, of a mother, of any gay person that are being abused, speak up. Because, you know, we only know about the high profile cases that the media now and then will report on. And you don't need to be a woman to speak out against woman abuse. You don't need to be like, for instance, when we deal with racism, you don't have to be only a black person to speak about racism. You know, you don't need to be, you know, the homophobes that we have to speak out against gay people. And that is what is missing. We've had campaign after campaign after campaign and speeches and speeches and speeches. And I can tell you now, you are right, Anlie. We don't know 90% of the abuse that's happening because it is not reported. So we expect the poor woman as the victim to go and report the incident. But somebody else in that household will know. Somebody in that family will know, but they keep quiet because they're more worried about the name of the family than what they're worried about the women. So we really need to stop making speeches. We need to put out the number there where there's help. 0800 150 150. The women can get help. But we need to help the woman. And, you know, we've got nothing against men. But what we are also asking from men is to stop abusing women. Women and children are a gift from God, and they need to be protected and they need to be loved. So all the other organizations, male organizations, and everybody else that's doing everything in their power to stop this gender-based violence. But it is not going to help unless we don't shut up. We speak up all the time about it. We mustn't get tired of it at all.
As a woman in leadership, and you're the only female leader of a party represented in Parliament, that gives you a very powerful voice. But the question is, are men in leadership listening? And surely by this stage, we should see massive scale government funding to roll out campaigns of awareness on such a scale that on every billboard and every street corner you see, there are messages condemning GBV. But that's not the case. How do we get other leaders to listen?
I agree with you. You know, everybody speaks about GBVF and the violence against women. This month is coming. And I'm saying we're tired of the speeches. We want to see all the other political parties that are led by men in this country. That GBVF is the second pandemic in our country. We want them to see them in the forefront. We want them to see not only making speeches in Parliament, but actually go out to their structures and to their voters and encourage them not to shut up, but to speak up. So this thing that's because it's a problem for women, only women must do it, like I'm doing it now. I'm really calling on my other leaders, political party leaders in Parliament, to do the same and not just make speeches. You know, I won't even speak on the day of Women's Day in Parliament because I know it's a waste of time. And all of those male leaders in political parties, they will go and speak there, and then they will feel good. They've now said something. We want more than that. We want you as the political leaders, the male political leaders, to get into your structures and to your activists and spread the word to women and to society, not to shut up, but to speak up. Then I will feel that as a country, we are united in fighting the scourge in our country.
Well, thank you so much for that campaign and for speaking to us. Just to add my 2 cents, we're asking all the political parties in South Africa, stop speaking, stop making speeches, put your money where your mouths are and roll out serious campaigns that can make a dent into GBV and femicide in our country. That was Good Party leader Patricia De Lille.